All right, so the first equation, so we're going to write the equation at the top of the first little quadratic formula template. So we're going to do, above here, we're going to write the equation for number 1. So we have 2x to the second power plus 23x plus 30 equals 0. So we're looking to identify the a, the b, and the c of a quadratic equation in standard form. So the first number is our a value, so it's a x to the second power plus b x plus c. So if you have everything written in order, you're just going to read off the numbers in order. So your a is going to be the first number, which is 2. Your b is going to be the second number, which is 23. And your third number is the c value, which is 30. So we have to make sure that the equation's equal to 0, and then we can identify a, b, and c. So the nice thing about the quadratic formula is we don't have to memorize it, and it tells us which numbers to put in the exact spaces. So we're going to, the first number, put 23 inside the parentheses because there's a little b there. Then we're going to put 23 here again, and then a, which is 2, and then c, which is 30, and then we're going to put a, which is 2 on the bottom. So the quadratic formula is written down for you. All you need to do is identify a, b, and c, and fill in the numbers into the quadratic formula. So we have to take the opposite of 23. So the opposite of 23 is negative 23. And then all of this that is circled, we're going to put this into the calculator. And we're going to figure out what this is equal to. So I'm going to make a note right here to put in the calculator. So I'm going to freeze the screen and type it into the calculator. Actually, I won't freeze the screen. I'll show you guys how to plug it in. So we're typing just the part that's circled. So that's the 23 to the second power minus 4 times 2 times 30. So you type it in like that. It gives you your answer. So we're going to put 287 in the next spot. It just walks us through. 289, sorry. Okay, and then on the bottom we do 2 times 2, which is 4. So one more thing is circled. This square root of 288 is circled, so we're going to put that into the calculator as well. So we hit the little square root symbol and we type 289. The square root of 289 is 17. So now we are dropping everything else down. So negative 23 plus 17 divided by 4. And then we drop it down over here, negative 23 minus 17 over 4. So what you write in the first space, you also have to write in the second space. We need to have 2 solutions for the ones that we're doing today. And then last, we just type this into the calculator. So we type this into the calculator as well. And then all of this we're going to type into the calculator. So as long as you can fill in the blanks and type into the calculator, this should be pretty easy. So we're doing negative 23 plus 17 divided by 4. So our first answer is negative 1.5. And then the next thing we type into the calculator, negative 23 minus 17 divided by 4. So we just change this to a minus. The second solution that we get is negative 10. So let me zoom it out so you can see the whole thing for number 1. All right, so the equation for number 2, 2x to the second power plus 9x plus 4 equals 0. So just like the last one, we're going to identify the a, the b, and the c. So the a is the first number, so a is equal to 2. B is the second number, 9. C is the third number, 4. And now we just fill in the 2, the 9, and the 4 into the quadratic formula. It tells us which numbers to place in the parentheses. So your B value is 9. So that goes in the first 2 sets of parentheses. Your A is 2. Your C is 4. And then A goes on the bottom again, so 2. So we plug in the numbers of A, B, and C. We're going to take the opposite of 9. So the opposite of 9 is negative 9. And then we're going to type all of this into Desmos so that we know what to fill in down here. So 9 to the second power minus 4 times 2 times 4. So you type it in exactly how you see it. So we get 49. So we're going to put 49 here. And then we still have to do 2 times 2 on the bottom, which is 4. Now we're going to put the square root of 49 into the calculator. Square root of 49 is equal to 7. So we have our negative 9, 7, and then bring down the 4. Negative 9, 7, bring down the 4. And those are the last 2 things that we have to calculate. Some of these you can do in your head. Negative 9 plus 7 is negative 2. Negative 2 divided by 4 is negative 1/2. Negative 9 minus 7 is negative 16. Negative 16 divided by 4 is negative 4. So your 2 solutions for number 2 are 0.5, negative 0.5, and negative 4. So for number 3, we're going to use the equation x to the second power minus 2x minus 24 equals 0. So the first number is our a value, so it should be pretty quick to start to identify some of the numbers. Now there's no number in front of the x squared, but we automatically know that it's a 1 if there's no number there. The next number is a negative 2, so don't forget the negative. And the third number is a negative 24. So don't leave out the negatives. So we fill in the blanks. Here's our B, here's our A, here's our C, and another A on the bottom. So now we just need to simplify. The opposite of negative 2 is positive 2. I'm going to type all of this into the calculator. Negative 2 to the second power minus 4 times 1 times negative 24. So we get 100 when we type that into the calculator. And then 2 times 1 is 2 on the bottom. And then the square root of 100, we should know that in the top of our heads, that would be 10. So we bring down our 2, and our 10. Now we can use a little bit of mental math to simplify these. 2 plus 10 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 2 minus 10 is negative 8. Negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. So your two solutions for number 3 are 6 and negative 4. So number 4 looks a little bit different. The equation that we're going to solve, x to the second power minus 45 equals 0. So our a value is the number that's in front of x to the second power. So that's a 1. So a is equal to 1. Our b is the number in front of x, but we don't have an x term. We're missing that middle term. So if we don't have a number, we're going to let that represent 0. And then our c is the number without a variable. So this is our c value, negative 45. So if you're missing a term, you have to be careful when we're plugging in a, b, and c. So now everywhere there's a b, I'm going to put a 0. Everywhere there's an a, I'm going to put a 1. Everywhere there's a c, I'm going to put a negative 45. The opposite of 0 is 0, just negative 0. We're going to type all of this into the calculator. 0 to the second power minus 4 times 1 times negative 45. Always use the parentheses. So we get 180. 2 times 1 is 2 on the bottom. Then I need to do the square root of 180, which is 13.4. So this one we get a decimal. So we have 0 plus 13.4 divided by 2. And we have 0 minus 13.4 divided by 2. So we just got to put those two answers in the calculator. 0 plus 13.4 divided by 2. So we get 6.7 and negative 6.7. So we got two solutions for all 4 examples that we solved.